Just taking a moment to enjoy this half sun. Ooh. What? All right, hey, hi, hello. My name is Kayla. I'm an energy channel and healer. For the sake of this, that essentially means that higher dimensions work through me as a channel and conduit to provide healing and activations in a variety of different ways. I'm primarily working with a representative from an 8th dimensional council of the star system of Sirius. She has a really cool setup and way, I guess, to like maximize our connection and ensure a really clear channel so that we can do the work that we do. We of course call in other energies, angels, ascended masters, just as we go, just based on the work that's being done. I wanted to say that because I think it's important to know who you're receiving, who all is involved in the energy work that you're receiving. So use your discernment if this sounds like something you want to keep going with, okay? Now, what are we doing today? As always, it's a bunch of different things. For the sake of describing the main purposes of this video, we have a major energetic cleanup of the throat chakra. Different frequency healing, anchoring in frequency of gratitude, relieving like this restless energy that was in our collective field and replacing it with feelings of safety. She does sort of like a cloak that has a bunch of different things in it, but its initial purpose was like a cloak of prosperity and sort of just this deep, like embodied knowing that you were infinitely supplied for. It's just like really anchoring in your trust in the universe and yourself, really. And then she does some energy chiropractics, focus on the lower spine. If you're having lower spine issues, stick around for that. If this is the first time you're watching one of these, what can you expect? What do you need to do? It's a great question. Basically, just sit back, relax, set the intention to receive the work that she's doing. I do recommend that you try to stay tuned into your body, notice any sensations, notice how you're feeling. I think it's just a good way to participate in these, but you can also just, it's really just about like, yeah, I'm in receiving mode right now. The first 10 minutes at least is sort of for like bringing us, she called it like creating a sacred space and just maneuvering with our collective frequency to get us all into a good place to receive this work. And there are other times throughout the session where it is just quiet, right? So like sort of just treat this as a nice spa day, a nice spa hour. Sometimes you'll hear talking, I'll be explaining things, sometimes not, and that's okay. Okay, I do just want to say that I do put these collective sessions out for free, and I do accept donations at the link, at this link right here. Also, if you watch this and you're like, oh, I'd love to book a one-on-one session where we do similar stuff, but it's more specialized and targeted for you, and we work with your spirit team just to do more specific stuff within your field as opposed to this collective field, also at that link. So yeah, let's get into it. As always, usually what we start with is opening up our crown chakras with the intention of bringing us up into a higher dimension, a higher frequency where we can collaboratively work. it's talking about bringing us up initially to the frequency. What they're pointing to specifically is the frequency of manifestation, but it feels to me more like they're just trying to say, she's just trying to say, bringing us up to a frequency where we know and trust that like the work that's being done is being done. It's where it's you're like simply allowing the intention to manifest. This is just gonna make the work like 20 times more powerful. Don't quote me on 20, I just made up a number. But it's just a good frequency to be at to continue with this work. She's saying right now she's creating a container of sacred love. Of sacred love, of nurture. She's just like setting up a sacred space for us to work in so that everyone I mean, it's just important to have a sacred space to be working in, so she's setting that up. She's bringing in different frequencies of love, of nurture. Of safety. It's almost like a little comfy cocoon, like you're being, like the space we're setting up to do the work is like a little, what's it called when you're wrapped in a baby blanket? Okay, I'm around your guys' collective head, so to speak. It's like you guys are in a barber's chair. She's doing something around the crown before we open it. I don't know the word for the frequency, but she's essentially sprinkling healing frequencies over your guys' head, like as you're sitting in the barber chair. She's doing light language. I'm not, don't need to talk about that. She's saying light language. I wish I could bring it through me for you guys, but I'm not there yet. Okay. We've opened up your field, sort of like our collective field for everyone that will be watching this. And she just said, okay. She's almost like opening it up, and then she was like going off of the barber thing. So have you guys seen that one girl on TikTok or Instagram? She does braids. I don't know why I watch her. I like to watch it. But she's always like, and what are we getting today? And so it felt like we were sitting in the barber chair. She was looking at our collective field. She's like, okay. Like seeing what we most need as a collective. Ai, escreve. She's saying we'll be doing some transmuting of some denser energies. General releasing of tension. Give me more. She's trying to say, and then like tying a bow on it. Oh. It's just like it's almost like a quick clean up, tune up. There's nothing specific. She's looking at her collective field. There's some lightening we're going to be doing, making our field a little bit lighter, helping us release some tension, helping us feel a little bit more relaxed, and then just whatever else to like fine tune our field. showing me little angel symbols and then she's basically trying to get at she wants it to feel like we have wings, like we can fly, like that's how light will feel after this. This hand right here just went like through here and out this ear. It feels like she's a little, it's like cleaning out our parts of our throat chakra that had some density. It's almost like supporting us with, I think there's been a lot of ascension symptoms happening. Yeah, so we're going, she's just going in and out here with, can you show me what kind of light you're using? But essentially cleaning up the releasing of density within our throat chakra. She's saying there was like almost like stuff in our field that was stuck there that was like the consistency of honey, so it was sort of just stuck. Oh. I'm asking you to switch from showing me things in the form of like symbols and switch it to like, I want to see our collective field and I want to just be able to see what she's seeing on there that's causing her to do XYZ work. So let's see if she will. I mean, I'm sure she's tried to before. Okay, no, so it's right in that last thing. What she was saying is that there's actually almost like bugs stuck in there was like stuff that was thick like honey and that made like bugs stick to it. This is obviously all metaphorical. There were like metaphorical bugs stuck within our throat chakra that she is now cleaning out. It's like I'm in our nose right now. This is in our heart center. Go ahead and take a deep breath while we're doing this. It's like there's something stuck in this heart area. That she's now like, first she just took it, she was sort of just like loosening it, stretching it out, and now she's like literally cutting around it. She's showing me like it's the apple. It's almost like we were trying to gain access to like a beautiful nurturing frequency that's within our heart space, but it was sort of again, it wasn't able to be moving freely within our heart space because it was sort of trapped by these other, like, just a little bit of muck. Now that frequency, that high frequency that was sort of trapped, not able to move freely, is now has free space to move and roll around. So light is sort of traveling throughout our bodies right now. It's a little bit of a shift. She's showing it to me like it was almost like an apple that she had carved out. And she's now like raising that up, 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 up. Hush. Yeah, whatever that frequency was that she released, she wanted to bring it up into the crown chakra. She was showing it to me as an apple to represent like knowledge, which I know I've said this before, but frequency sort of equates to information. Frequency equals light equals information. They're all sort of interchangeable terms, you could say. Still kind of now working in the, it's almost like those were two separate things. She has a few different things going. Still working within the, technically the throat chakra. There's some Should just right under here, right under the nose, right under the eye sockets. I guess the sinuses, you could say. She's saying she's washing out the sinuses. So there's like now, it's like power washing. There's water flowing through our sinuses now. Again, this is metaphorical. You shouldn't actually be feeling water, but you should be able, well, no, there's no shoulds. Okay, and I do kind of want to speak to, when I say power washing our sinuses, it's like when we have density within our field in any form, and if we aren't moving it energetically, it has to come out. It will manifest in the physical and release in the physical. And so when I say the sinuses, it's like the energy that would trigger the physical response of sinuses releasing. I don't think that totally makes sense, but I'm hoping people just know what I mean. Okay, that's kind of what I thought she was saying. So there are, I need to brush up on my information on this. There are crystals within, sort of up in this region. There are crystals that act as like receptors, channels, whatever. They're just in the design of our light bodies. There are, or they might even just be in our energy bodies. There are crystals up there, okay, guys? And so what she was speaking to was cleaning up the area around the crystals so that they can work better. I will look up what they're for, I forget. Or I'll ask her. Okay. She's doing a heart. Let me see what she's saying. Here within the third eye chakra. She's just dragging the frequency of love down throughout our entire system. I think this is sort of what she was referring to when she said, like, and putting a little bow on it. Just like frequencies. This is a sort of acting as like a full body cleanse, a full auric field cleanse. She's showing me someone like dunking their head in the river or in a body of water to cleanse. She's showing me that she's using rainbow light. Yeah, it's almost like leaving like a rainbow energetic imprint specifically above our crown chakra. Okay, and what this is supposed to do is help with, it's almost like a lasting perspective shift, so that even if it was a rainy day, this is metaphorical, even if it was a rainy day, there's still a rainbow that comes after, sort of like a perspective shift to help keep us seeing the silver lining, keep us in this state of gratitude. Us and just sort of moving along our center line, the frequency of sort of like safety, feeling safe, feeling secure. This right here is adding in and circulating it in an interesting way, but it's the frequency of like knowing that you are infinitely supplied for, like you should never have to feel like you're in a place of needing more. The universe is always going to provide for you when you need it. It's sort of just anchoring us in that knowing. I think a lot of us know that on a logical level, or we're like, hey, that makes sense, we understand, but she's sort of like pushing that throughout our field, and then it's like seeping into us on a cellular level. So it's providing us with like a more embodied knowing of the fact that we are always supplied for. Like, there's more than enough to go around for everyone. She's almost weaving that into she's like making a cloak made out of that embodied knowing, or this frequency of, I guess you could almost call it like trust within the universe, trust that you'll always be provided for. She sort of just like draped us in a cloak made of it. Oh. So, another thing I recently learned is that the work that she does within our fields, she leaves in specific codes, light codes. Yeah, she's showing us that she put these in that cloak too, quote unquote cloak. They're like blue light codes that whenever you accept work from her, she's like leaving these blue light codes in your field that then as you go out into the world, help activate other people. It helps it spreads those light codes to other people, but not in a way that like invades their free will or anything like that. But it's like, it almost like the way it's designed is these blue light codes that as you go out, they are meant to activate dormant light codes in others. It doesn't like push it onto someone else. It intelligently activates. Feels like they're just like Sirian light codes of remembrance in other people. So it's like as you go on about your day, about your week, about your year, you're sort of like spreading the love of our beautiful, awesome Sirian elders who are gifting us with this light. All right, who knows what a unicorn symbolizes? She's saying it's like little unicorns of light, just sort of like bopping around, spreading creativity, spreading more light. Interesting. We know some feline energy here, like not a feline being, like full blown. It's kind of like a cheetah type vibe. It's really interfaced. It's almost like they're staring. I feel it's almost like there's energy coming out of its eyes. Like a final touch. Can you tell me what this is providing? Okay. They're saying like sacred power. And most of, like, a lot of what she does and the way she works is she does do like energetic surgery and one-on-one sometimes, and things, I guess, but it's a lot of like frequency work. Like, this frequency is needed here. Okay, this frequency is needed here. Now we could spread it around here, and then it's sort of just creatively working with it. Like, that's kind of the power of energy work, right? Like, a lot of it comes down to creativity and a knowing of how different light works, and of course intention. This is an activation within the third eye of some kind. They're still kind of on the line thing. They're just showing me basically images to say that like the power of love is greater than fear. Far greater than fear. It's almost like once I said those words, they're taking the energy of those words and they're weaving it within her field. They're layering that along the outside of our field. It's like a barrier, like a knowing. That way, anytime anything tries to come towards you that would provoke fear, it's like immediately, the power of love is greater than fear. Like that would be the response if it tried to come. They're like cementing that around the outside. We're at the very bottom of our spine, like on the tailbone. Oh my God. So inappropriate. Oof. It's almost like it was just, I don't know if this is for someone specifically here in this collective, but it's almost like it was turned, it was like turned down and she just pulled it and she's like, it needs to be up this way. So I don't know if someone's been having issues with their spine in some way, or specifically with their tailbone. Okay, she's like freezing out. There's like, okay, she's like, it's less about the tailbone. It is, but it's more about the base or support structure of your spine. She's like, it needs to be moved this way a little. The energy of it needs to be moved this way. And then she's like wringing out around between that bottom bone and the bottom two bones. She's like, there's like air bubbles in it that she's like pushing out. More simple way to say it is she's fixing alignment in her spine. And then she's going up farther into like the bottom four pieces of our vertebra, spinal column. And she's sort of showing it to me like she's just aligning them. It's almost like a little springy thing that my finger's going in, and she's like aligning those ones so that she's like, they all have to fit in this line. So energetically, she's just like aligning it all there so that it's like, and she's adding a spring there. So it's almost like, you know, when you add shocks, like, do you remember when before Lime scooters had the shocks, it was like, ugh, this like hurts, it's uncomfortable. Then they added the shocks there. It's almost like she's adding a shock to the bottom of our spinal column vertebra. And this might be for specific people in this collective watching this that are having issues, but I mean, might as well do it to all of us. She's adding in a frequency of strength here, and it's sort of acting as like it's like a thin little clear, like a clear coat nail polish that she's putting on around the bottom 4 that has frequencies of strength wielded into it. And this is the intention is to like keep it from going back out of alignment. She's now, like, whatever she's holding right now, this is acting as she's saying, she's speaking again to that bow she said she was tying on her field. She's, like, almost doing something to, like, iron it out, like, on an ironing board. Like, if, okay, you have a nice outfit, but it needs to be ironed before it can, like, look good. Well, not from my perspective, but you know what I mean. So yeah, it's basically just like putting a little bow onto her field, ironing it out, finishing touches. I'm doing something. What she was telling me she was doing, she was showing me like chaos energy, chaos. And then I was waiting to be like, Kay, what are you doing with it? And then all of a sudden I was like, it's like calming any sort of like chaotic energy, restless energy is more like, it's just like calming it down. Like, they're showing me now like an image of someone laying on the beach, like, you don't got nowhere to be. You don't got nothing to do. And of course I recognize that's not always true, but it's sort of like trying to keep that energy with us as we're doing the things that we are choosing to do. Everything you do is a choice. So it's like keeping that energy with us of like, beach vibes. I'm at work, but I'm at the beach. Both things can exist at once. Again, energetically speaking, frequency speaking. Okay, guys. That was like she was almost taking, the way she showed it to me was the energy of, again, it was like a cloak of Sirian light codes that she just put over the top. So it felt like there were more intricate ones, and then this is just like a blanket one that goes over. And it's not like you have to have Sirian energy. It's sort of just like, overall general energy from Sirius that they're coding over us. It's like a gift from them. She's saying the cloak is the Sirian cloak or whatever, sort of acts as like she's showing to almost like it can glow in the dark, but she's just meaning like sort of like carrying a torch. It's a light in the dark. As we move through shadows, as we move through this time of ascension, as we move through 2025, it's meant to just simply be a nice added layer of light to help us see through the darkness. They're showing me more sort of stress and anxious energy, again, restless energy. She's weaving through, it's like a light blue light to help alleviate this anxious energy, this stressful energy, just calming it down. She's showing me she's adding in like waves of calm. Ocean energy. Okay, it's starting to feel a lot more comfortable in our collective field. Yeah, she's showing me like, okay, now we can relax. That's it. Timmy. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Feel free to leave a comment with how you're feeling. Remember that there's an integration period after things like this. The work we do is not necessarily instantaneous. So please drink a lot of water. Please be gentle with yourself. Housekeeping stuff. Well, yeah, if you have questions about the work we just did, my Instagram @professionalvibebringer. Feel free to DM me with any questions, or just follow me there or on TikTok, same name. Oh, if you'd like to book a one-on-one session where we do more of this, but rather than it being for whatever the collective energy most needs, we open you up and take a look. It's for whatever you most need. This could be for stuff like identifying and helping to transmute shadows, and they give advice around stuff like that usually. There could be light bodybuilding that we need to do, frequency shifts, frequency work in general, just energy optimization of your field. Basically, we activate dormant light codes. She does it all. And so, if that sounds like something you're into, book a sesh. Here's the link. All right. That's all, folks. See you next time. But I'll tell you this. The minute you walked in the joint, I could tell you were a man out of edition, a real big spender, good looking, so refined, but wouldn't you like? I'm gonna stop it. All right. In case I don't see you again, Lilas.